Welcome to the Firmament of Ishgard. In this guide, we will talk about how to unlock the Firmament, as well as all the things you can do in the Firmament, including the rewards. Exciting! First, to unlock the Firmament, you first need to complete the main scenario quest Litany of Peace during the Heavensward post-game. Specifically, this quest is the one that awards the Wind-Up Aymeric minion, so if you have that, you should be able to unlock the Firmament. You unlock the Firmament by completing the quest Towards the Firmament in Ishgard. Once unlocked, you can enter the Firmament by accessing the Aetheryte in Ishgard and choosing the Travel to the Firmament option. Once you are in the Firmament, you can unlock the Firmament exclusive crafts by talking to Potkin over on the right side with a level 20 non-combat class equipped. On the left side, as a level 10 gathering class, you can instead talk with Orvale to unlock the Diadem. Let's start with that. To enter the Diadem, you talk with Orvale. Once you are finished in the Diadem and leave, you can trade your gathered items with Flotpasang for usable versions while being awarded both Skybuilders Scrips and Skyward Points. We will get back to both of these a bit later. Before we get too deep, note that while Ishgard restoration items may mention different grades of materials or crafts, this is completely redundant and is merely a relic of how it worked in season when Ishgard restoration was actively happening. These days, only grade 4 materials and crafts can be gathered and crafted. All other variants are nearly worthless and can be ignored entirely. Now then. The Diadem is an instanced area, and you will only be able to stay there for 3 hours at a time. You can always re-enter when the timer ends if you feel like it. You may have noticed that there are many enemies in the area and that you are completely incapable of switching to a combat job. Do not worry, as all of the enemies are neutral. Now, regardless of what kind of gatherer you are, you approach it as normal. Miners and botanists go out and find nodes to mine. Fishers, if you're below level 80, bring versatile lures. Otherwise, purchase diadem bait in the diadem, bought at the local mender. And make sure to research what is necessary for what you wish to fish. Everything is as a normal gathering area, even with timed nodes and all. Although these can also happen more often than usual. Take note, if you normally access your Chocobo saddlebag while gathering, that this inventory is not available in the Diadem. You may also notice that you have an extra button in the Diadem, as well as a compressed ether bar instead of a limit break bar. Whenever you have done around 40 gathering attempts, one of the 5 bars will be filled, allowing you to use the Aetheromatic Auger, the laser bazooka. Target one of the docile enemies and fire away to get a big drop of materials. Each enemy has a set drop table, so if you're going for specific materials, make sure to look up what enemy drops the items you're here for. You can stock up to 5 laser shots at a time, or you can shoot them as quickly as you get them. Fishing does not fill this bar. When gathering in the Diadem, the main aim is either to simply gather whatever gives the most experience, items that you need for crafting separately, items that give the most Skyward Points or Skybuilders Scrips, or even items that sell for the most value on the market board. Take note that timed nodes or fish that only appear in special weather and locations tend to be the ones that yield the most value. If you would like to know more about timed nodes, gathering, or fishing, I have separate guides on these aspects. Once you're done collecting and return to the Firmament, make sure to trade your gathered materials for usable variants by talking with Flotpasang. Take note that mining and botany items can only be exchanged in sets of 5, while fish can be exchanged in singles. Use the auto-submit button and request inspection to receive both your rewards and your usable materials. Now that you have some Firmament materials, let's move on to Ishgard Restoration crafting. In the Start Bag icon menu in your crafting log, scroll down and find the Ishgard Restoration tab. Only use the Restoration 4 option, as the 3 above are outdated. If you talk with Potkin, he will have hand-in requirements for each of the same recipes. These items are collectibles which you'll normally start having access to at level 50 or above, but in the Firmament you can access these already at level 20. Each of the crafted Skybuilders items will require both regular materials and Diadem approved materials, the ones you're given by Flotpasang. You can recognize Diadem materials by the clear red mark on their icons and their comically long item names. The green text items are so-called expert crafts and are designed to be extremely difficult to craft, requiring very good crafter gear to consistently craft with a good collectability rating. For this reason, these items award far more Skyward Points. So, if you're up for a challenge and are interested in farming some Skyward Points, this is the way. Otherwise, crafting the highest regular crafted item you can do reliably tends to award far more Skybuilders Scrips and also reliable Skyward Points. If you want to know more in depth about crafting, I have a separate guide on this. Every time you hand in an item, you're given some scripts, some experience, far less if you outlevel the item, some Skyward Points and a Kupo stamp. Whenever you collect 5 Kupo stamps, you're given a Kupo voucher. Take note that you can hold at most 10 Kupo vouchers. When you have at least 1 Kupo voucher, talk with Lisbeth next to Potkin to play the Kupo of Fortune, 1 play per voucher. You are shown 4 hexagons resembling different prizes. The hexagon on the left is the reliable choice and will always be one of the middle 3 icons. The 3 hexagons on the right can be any of the 5 icons. You are awarded the item corresponding to the icon you find on the hexagon you choose to scratch. Keep in mind the rewards change on every try. You can see the probability that a given hexagon is a specific icon and reward when you hover over the hexagon. My best advice is, if you really want the first prize, go for a right hexagon. If the first prize is not particularly lucrative in your eyes, you can go for the safer choice, as the 5th prize usually is almost worthless. Now, both the Diadem and Ishgard Restoration crafting are considered very decent ways to level your non-combat classes, so you might well come by for this exact reason. Just keep in mind that the experience gained nosedives once you outlevel the area after level 80. However, there is one more thing to participate in when you are in the Firmament. In place of the fates that used to happen regularly to progress the construction of the Imperium housing district, we have the Skyrise Celebration. The Skyrise Celebration is a 24-hour event that happens every 3 days. You can see the timer for next time this starts where you would normally see a fate summary. On the off days, nothing happens. On a celebration day, the Skyrise Celebration will commence every 2 hours and takes 30 minutes in full. The celebration is divided into 5 so-called fates, similar to fates, and they are always in the exact same order. If there are a lot of players making it difficult to click things, consider binding confirm under system keybinds, enabling you to interact with the nearest NPC or object, as well as the target filters under system keybinds, as this hides names over other players and allows you to click through them. Keep in mind that only non-combat jobs can do fates, so switch to one of these before you start. Fate 1. A twist of fate. 3 NPCs in costumes will appear. Make sure to join the fate, as this changes your main hotbar. When one of the NPCs perform an emote, target them and press the button that corresponds to that NPC. The pig is first, Chocobo is second, and Moogle is third in your keybinds. You need to do this correctly 6 times to get the full reward. Fate 2. Made of softer stuff. Interact with the stuffed toy materials. Once the cast time finishes, interact with the stuffed toy to pick it up. Then transport it down the road to a wain. You need to do this 3 times to get the full reward. Fate 3. Shear-a-Yak. Join the fate, then use your Aetheromatic Auger, Laser Bazooka on the woolly yak. Pick up all 3 yak fleece, and then immediately hand them into the chirpy chocobo down the road. You need to do this 4 times to get the full reward. Fate 4. Toy Hunter. Join the fate. 3 boxes appear. One of them will randomly hold a lucky toy, while the other 2 will turn you into a pig for a few seconds if you interact with it. You can, however, still move in this form, so move to the next chest. There is no way to know which one is correct, so the most efficient way to go about it is to check them from right to left or left to right. As soon as you find the lucky toy, run to the NPC in the pig costume down the stairs to hand in immediately. You need to do this 4 times to get the full reward. And finally, Fête 5, Presents of Mind. Join the Fête. You will randomly be offered a present to deliver. There are 2 NPCs that you should deliver to per present type. For the present for merchants, give one to the foreign merchant and one to the Ishgardian merchant. For the present for artisans, give one to the Skysteel engineer and one to the house Jemail stonemason. For the present for children, give one to the Firmament boy and one to the Firmament girl. You need to do this 6 times to get the full reward. Now, what are the rewards from these fates? First, you are awarded some experience. Not a huge amount, but it is something. You are also awarded either 60 Skybuilders Scrips for participating, the Silver Award, or 100 for the Gold Award if you do the maximum amounts I mentioned earlier. Finally, you are awarded 1 Fate present for the Silver Award or 2 presents for the Gold Award. These Fate presents can hold a lot of different things, so I will not get into the whole list, but you can get glamour outfits, mounts, minions, housing items, dye, cherry pink included, barding, orchestrion rolls, emotes, hairstyles, and even fashion accessories. Sometimes you will get Fate tokens instead, which can be traded with Enie to effectively get a free choice of items unique to the present drop table, as some level of pity system. The vast majority of these items can also be traded, so if you get something you already have, you can pass it to a friend or sell it on the market, to afford the guild to purchase the item you actually wanted. Now, speaking of Enie, she also sells items for Skybuilders Scrips. Remember those? These also can be used to purchase emotes, mounts, minions and so on. Cherry pink dye. Some of the items you can purchase are also specifically necessary for making the Shadowbringers Gatherer and Crafter relic tools, the Skysteel tools. This can get very expensive and time consuming, so venture forth at your own risk. Finally, what on earth were those Skyward Points? Ludoraint on the far left can at any time show you your Skyward Points score, and it used to be what measured your rank in the seasonal Ishgard restoration leaderboards. These days, they instead grant you a handful of achievements, which include 2 minions, 2 titles and a mount. That is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you found it helpful, please consider leaving a like, and you can also subscribe and ring the bell to get notified when next I post a video. If you have any questions or anything to add, please leave a comment down below. Fun fact, if you go to the Hoarfrost Hall's Ether Shard and walk down the stairs, you will find the Skybuilders Monument. This monument is different in each world and is dedicated to whichever crafting class had the highest combined score on that particular world at the end of the Ishgard restoration. On Louisoix, it is dedicated to armorers, and I do recall the first place armorer had accumulated so many points that they alone could rival each of the other crafting classes' entire leaderboards on their own.